On your feet, everybody.
Good morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. So we're in an interesting time right now where Jason has the next update almost done, but nothing is tagged or versioned or ready to go yet. So I'm going to try updating the client, and it seems we got a clean rebase out of it thus far. That was one thing I was concerned about because I know he was changing. Well, actually, I do need to check on some of the changes because there's something about if you do a picture, the client has to submit the image. So that might be something that's triggered in the use command. We'll have to see. Now, is this like, So is this a thing where, actually, let's look at the protocol. So I'm going to be in game source by default, just so we don't get any crazy searches. I'm going to go back to server, protocol. Gives the player a requested photo signature for this photo request. Request a photo approval and signature for position. Photo signature. So maybe the photo is like just a separate server, but it seems like the client may be initiating it. I know there's like an extra photos module. All right, so let's unpack where this comes from. Because if it's handled in the the thing where it sends a use command, it's like, oh, this is a thing that does a photo, so I have to submit a photo. My use is going to have to account for that. Oh, no, wrong directory. And with stat-get, we always have to compress the database. And we have all this mess. Alright, so this is still all my stuff. We need to find... Oh, I should have Jason Roar. Preparing for 216. Oh, right, it actually pulled in... I only checked if he'd done anything new. But I had fetched that for looking at it. Yeah, I don't know if there's a good... I don't think this has a good way... One of the other clients I've used on my OS X laptop actually is a client that gives you all the branches down in a little sidebar thing, which is nice for jumping around. Interesting. So this is actually in mainline. I'm assuming he just turned this on at some point. And then turned it off? We hope. Okay, so that's me. Working on photo server. So this is a whole separate server. Credits. Living life page. Working on client submitting. If taking photo. Where is this? Okay, so if during draw. Okay, this is probably temporary for his debugging. And then that is photos. Ooh, there's another thing I might have to be careful with during development. Presumably that will default to nothing. Okay, 5 minutes. Coordinate leak. I'm actually curious, because we did have to touch a few things. Oh, nope, just special purpose web servers. That's photos. Photos. Server, photo server. Is that supposed to be... No, it wouldn't be blackface. Oh, man, I'm not up on my elite code. That's BTS or something? Well, welcome. I don't think I know you. And that is not a... Yeah. How's it going? Oh, and hey, Demonic. Sorry, you have to go. We're still in the code section. I just want to make sure I don't have to do anything with the photo feature, and then I'm going to get back to playing with keyboard bits here. Living life page. Oh, so that I missed the ph. Maybe the server does request. Type equals photo signature. Step photos. Take photo. I may just have to look, try and follow it through in the code. Let's see. Take photo. Indist. Nothing's jumping out as being like a click handler. I can look back at protocol. See what this ph is about. Oh, photo signature p. Oh, okay. So we saw photo signature. Requested photo signature. Oh, and we lost our place. Just photo stats. Okay, so photo object creation. Taking photo global position, taking photo flip. So apparently it flips the entire thing. Waiting for photo sig. Okay, so that is the actual command, but this is during draw. No, that kind of makes sense. Draw, step, key down. Okay, so this is gone. In client by plus photo object creation. Oh, okay. So this is actually going to get triggered somewhere in the command response. No, in step. Get object description plus photo, taking photo true. Okay, so this is effectively triggered by the server in standard usage. So when we get a photo object, it tells it to take a photo. And then I wonder if you actually view it in game or you have to go to the server. Subject names and IDs. Now screen is flip. This should be server stuff. Photos link. Don't draw speech. No, this is in photos. And then we have all of our patches on top of there. So, okay. So there's nothing that our interface stuff is really going to have to care about for photos. Actually, buffer notes. So we had quickly put in backpack, which I think I might want to put somewhere else. but that does interfere with the E key he did. So actually, the stuff I kind of put in quickly at the end, I think was probably okay-ish. One of the things I was really missing was examine, especially with some of the fences and things that you can't touch effectively. So I might want to do that, and then go circle back to thinking about actual key assignments. So following from Zed's mod, X was examine, and then we'll have to circle back to that. And I might actually be looking at his thing for inspiration on how he did that. Nope, this is the wrong buffer. Living life page. Actually, yep. We had some of our keys down here. And among these, well, you're going to be pretty far towards the end. I think I might need to do some cleanup on this too. We're getting these blocks are getting much bigger than I'd like. So this is going to be like what? It's going to do a certain thing at a certain place. Not sure exactly. Candidate by case, translate to coordinates. We're going to care about dest ID. We might also care about... We might also care about floor ID. So actually, do I have something? I think I have something that cares about floor ID. Did I not? Okay, that's good. Alright, so we get dest, we get floor. I might need to do floor as a separate action. Huh. Presumably the floor actions care about empty tile, because like it makes boards to pick up boards within adds. So that wouldn't be valid on an empty tile? I'll have to test it out with the base action. Alright, so this was like use. So for examine, and I think it might be easier to actually look this up. I think I had this one checked out in Alt. Living life page. So this would also be X, not other X. Oh, I have to consider twin code on that one. Alright, examine. Dest ID. Much special case stuff there. Okay, so he has to back translate. Well, I'm going to get mouse over spot as is, because I'm doing this based on the pointer location. So that is going to be a little bit free. Command num prefix. That's sort of this mod, current mouse over ID. So that we should have from the mouse movement. So it looks like this is the main thing, and then what do we have here? Self. What is this an else of? Is this the lower upper? No, that's... oh no, he does this and then returns. If two lower, if it is the lower version, we do this. Then we hit another thing. So this must be examine person now. So that might actually be it. Oop. No, we have to copy that into the system. Copy paste buffer. So I might not even need to look anything up, since we should already be getting this stuff from I might need to do some stuff for the floor. And then you need a close brace. Alright, so make and copy to build Windows. It should still be 216. Oh, yeah, and the duplicate case problem. So this actually has to go up. If user twin code started first object set. Presumably, when we're in game, we'll have started loading first object set. Oh, it's a warning from the new stuff. Defined but not used. And then I think this should still be pointing at that. All right. Oh, I did not get all the boars. Or they're still appearing. Man, they can run. Oh, I can't, no, I can. Okay. I don't know what causes those guys to appear. So my stuff is... Yeah, I was playing around with this stuff earlier. Okay, so can we... Oh. That is manifestly not working. That is going down to the default case. How is that? Well, 1 life. 16, 1 life. Oh, missing destination. Okay. I got carried away. Local 1 life. Copy 2 there. I always forget one of the arguments there. Because mostly it's typing out the target path. Hey, it's boards. It's a stone. Alright, so here's one of the things I was curious about. Actually, you're fine. Alright, and sure, let's drop the stakes. So if I right-click this, yeah, it does not work when the tile has stuff on it. No, actually, I do kind of want that. Because one of the things I want to be able to do is, at least when this is blank like this, so we can examine boards, but there's no way to examine this floor to see how you would pick it up. So I do kind of have to do a bunch of this stuff to get the floor ID, and then, well, if the dust ID is 0, we want to look at the floor ID and see if there's something there. Is it M? Cur mouse over ID. Is there any indication that we can mouse over a... This is pointer move, which is updating it. That's over people. Goes dest ID. Hit slots. Last mouse over ID. Hint object. Current hint object, next hint object. Holding ID. Dest ID. So this is a key bit here. Give hint about the dest object, which will be unchanged, but we're holding. Changed target. Dest ID. Yeah, okay, so there's currently nothing about floors. So we have to know if the tile is blank. And that's about it. Okay, so that ends. That's consistent with everything else. So if well, yeah, current mouse over ID might actually be a person. You don't really need crafting hint for a person, so I might actually just go ahead and skip this. If dest ID greater than 0, I need to set shift width equal to 4, and then Jason. Whoa! Now we double did it. Else if floor dest ID and I don't know if this will work even. The base game has no concept of hinting on a floor. Alright, we probably need to eat something by now. Yeah, kinda. I still got that really slow hunger. So, can we... Bearskin, steal ads, and if there's a rock there, we will examine the stone. Cool. Now, there's no way to... Well, we already determined that the ads cannot pick up floor when there is a object there. So it really shouldn't matter that we can't examine tiles behind things. You just have to get a blank tile. Now, presumably I had a backpack before, but that may have just outright decayed, because I was testing the backpack key. That may have just outright normal decayed. So that... I think the backpack key's working out pretty well. I should do this. STG series. We are on interaction modes. Yes. Uh-oh, we lost a break. Getting a little too carried away there. Well, yeah, that resets key handle by case, so that would be kind of a problem. Okay, so STG refresh. So I actually managed to get in a fair bit of stuff. So I think that takes care of most of your basic commands. So it might actually be useful here to have a visual on this. So I was using... Did I put it in here? I think I put it in one of these. So I was setting up this keyboard file, and now I actually have to figure out how to set this up. So... Remove element. Oh, add element. Okay. Element properties. No, detect. Oh, no, we're... Okay. Oh, not the... Okay, so we have to... XX... Okay. Wait, why is... Oh, did I... Oh, okay, so I didn't understand that before. Just gotta toggle that button. Are all the rest of these... Oh, yeah, I messed up these new ones. Did not notice that. Oh. Oh, okay. So it's actually hit add. But so it's the selected one, not the... Element properties. That's something. The wrong thing. Element properties. And then you look a little bit off from that highlight. Shoot, I don't see an easy way to copy these. So this is like just a little bit different size. Oh no, it's per corner. Yeah, I don't see any modifier keys to help with this. There's maybe I could go edit the file sometime. Okay, so we got our interim stuff here. So that's what we're looking at right now. So the move key is kind of awkward. I'm not entirely sure what to do about that one. One of the things I was thinking about for backpack stuff is that you've got things that are kind of like pick up and drop. Or let's see, so that's like remove from container, which kind of gets at backpack. And then like pick up, remove could be either of these depending on the situation. I could probably make parallels that are specifically take out, put back. But unfortunately, one of the keys up here is the E key, which the base game has as a modifier option. And actually, I'm curious. Let's save that. Offsite. Is this even enabled by default? E key for right click. It is not enabled by default on the Windows build, but if you were to ever get it going on a Mac or something that only had the one button, and then if you move it, it's not E key anymore, so this setting doesn't even make sense. I might be able to get it with W&R. Although, if I'm thinking about backpack, put in backpack would be kind of a natural thing. Although, if those did that... Okay, so it's going to track that. This is specifically if enabled. Okay. Okay, so we can see how the existing backpack keys would work. So G is pick up, put down. If we make that equivalent to use, and then we did T is, well, yeah, that's pick up from container, so that's what ends up, well, that's, I think, what I think of as cycling through. So how do those do by themselves? Yep. Yeah, I think I need to turn off auto up and save for this mode. Alright, so if we get ourselves a backpack, and we don't check for this thing. And then I have to figure out the state issue here. Because something is not set up right with the animation system when I'm doing the keyboard commands. Alright, so we got that. So we're going to say in, out, in, out. Actually need, let's use the old one. And then this cycles through things. It just grabs something. And that's kind of our put away key. Well, it's the traditional put away. Because I need that because, so really what I want is take something out and put something away. And if this also picks it up, okay. And then, so R is your backpack key. Oh, our alignment was off there. So this has multiple conditions. Else if not M, or ME key. Really? And not say field is focused. Oh man, this is, well, that's fine. Candidate by case. Next action message to send. So this is supposed to be drop. I don't think my drop action will ever pick something up, because it's supposed to be an intent to drop. Yeah, it doesn't even react. So we only want to send this if we're holding something, and then we never want to pick it up. Oh, so this can clear our action even if we don't know that we're going to be able to do something. So arguably, we could actually do a little bit of looking to see if we've got a containable here. So there might be some refinement we could do there. Oh, and I guess he likes that style. Yeah, so that is nothing here. So that always just puts away. And then we have to update our notes. Remove cycle in backpack. We moved to there, so it's one up from take from container. Put remove, so this actually gets a little bit interesting. Put remove becomes R, and put in backpack but my use key I don't think will ever just drop a thing. So the problem is if E key is enabled, then there's no way to put things, to just put something in the backpack. If I make the use only take from backpack. You see, I almost don't need the use. I mean, really, one, W will always take something for empty-handed, and then E will always put it back. So I guess it's okay to leave that, because that makes W remove and E empty hand. And then we've got the other one if E key is taken up. All right, and then we want to... So presumably, at one of the places where we do self with an ID, hit clothing index equal -1. Oh, this is probably... Well, no, it's going to be self. It's just going to be a little bit different. Hit clothing index, use on self, hit clothing index. If not mod click on hit clothing. Oh! Add to own clothing container. So really, if your intent is to drop, I should be sending drop 5. Nope, 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 nope. Ooh, we're getting old. So remove. Oh, nope, drop cycles. That is not what we want. That must have been the mod click version. Yep, we need capital self, please. Use on self. Mod click on hit clothing. If we're holding something, cycle it. Remove from own clothing container. What was I looking for? Oh, do we determine? Oh, because we determined that we hit a clothing. So we're determining that a clothing option is valid because we hit it. Well, so that has to cycle through the clothing to see if it collides, right? Hit clothing index equals clothing. Get closest object part. This might be an object bank thing. Oh, man, there's a lot of these. Yeah, okay. And is this the declaration definition? So this considers it out clothing. Consider slots. So this is the main one. Wait, is this not get closest object part? So this must be recursive into C is clothing? No, that's only 0 to 3. Backpack is 5. Closest behind slots. Uh... So I am working on keyboard commands for the game because the default interface is in some ways genius because he compressed at least 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 things into 2 buttons. But it also leads to a lot of errors where you're trying to walk and you find you have something in your hand that you picked up who knows where and maybe messed up somebody's workstation. Or you try to yes, because I'm still very bad at watching chat. There's not enough of it for it to become a real habit. It's only when it's been idle for a bit. I still occasionally oops on short-term follow-ups, but at least it's a program called Chatty. It is a Java program, so it's a little bit annoying, but it in settings. No, Notifications, chat message. And there's probably... Notification sound, passive cooldown 2 minutes, yeah. So it's helpful for people like me who don't have a big chat room that's always going, that you can kind of get into the habit of just always keeping an eye on it. So I mean, it's a crutch, and it kind of leads to the habit of not always checking chat, I guess. Yeah. Moving with WADSD. I'm still not sure about that, particularly because it is like one move message per tile. Now, honestly, I'm constantly clicking a lot when I'm playing with the pointer, just because you're moving a little bit, and now you want to make sure that your character doesn't pause because you want to keep moving. So I don't know if it's actually a big difference as far as number of messages to the server. Zed's mod had the ability to like, I actually think the A key may have been like moved by 8, or it was something else. But you also had HJKL for the small movements. So yeah, I've just got, this is, what I'm doing right now is allowing you to do more intentional commands that are still largely using the pointer position. So I still have, because with the keyboard, I often found that like smithing was awkward because you were kind of running back and forth between 2 points a lot, and that was a little bit awkward to do by all the little individual movements. But there were also a number of things I liked about that. So I'm trying to get that precision of intent while still being able to quickly bounce between points while forging or whatever. So that you don't have to worry about, head blocking with people. I mean, I already got some mods around that and trees blocking things, but this still makes it, these are still largely strictly tile based. And I don't really, yeah, C is use on person. Because it's pointer based. Living life page. So if we look at any of our use commands, we take our mouse coordinate, translate it to world coordinates. Click dest is sort of how the code does that, and then as long as, well, they translate to the map position, and then as long as that's legal, then we can look up what's in the map there. So actually the click dest is pretty much it, although when we send commands, there's actually a little extra thing that's like send x, send y. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but yeah, we just translate it to a grid position, and these are all functions I had to make. Just because he does all his stuff inline, but I end up reusing these things a lot more. One of the interesting things in Zmod is you have remembered locations. I forget if it calls them like bookmarks or what have you. It allows you to move to things. That could, in theory, be extended, markers maybe, to action targets. Which would allow that sort of keyboard only mode to, say use on forge, use on pile. But if you're doing like firing a bunch of pottery, you'd have to have those markers set up for like all of the little plates and things beforehand. Or like you're forging flat stones. So it's like it'd be possible, but it'd also be kind of awkward. But yeah, I mean, macros could totally be a feature. That's verging a little bit more towards the GD end, I guess. Like just kind of hitting a button and having it do everything. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not making mistakes, like going to water the berry bush at a pen and instead of taking down the adobe wall. Picking up random things. Confusion between people and objects. Yeah, and then you've got environmental hazards like that. All right, so we updated our notes. We updated that. Do we have anything? Oh, that's right. We were trying to figure out if we can determine not tunic checked and head hat above everything else. If in clothing not equal to null. For clothing that is above this part. In object num sprites, 3 pieces of clothing are attached to body. Equals in clothing hat. So maybe CObj is array because 3 pieces of clothing attached to body. So there's actually a different section for the backpack. Behind back arm, but ignore the arm and checking for clothing. You never want to click on arms for the clothing. On header above. If not tunic checked and I is less than head index. Equals in clothing backpack. Oh, okay, so there can be up to 3 things at any given area. In clothing backpack, in CObj index, tunic bottom. So that's the So I guess anywhere in the body, the head, and the foot. So in clothing is a clothing set. When we call, well, this is draw object now. We want not check for pointer hit. This was get closest object part. In clothing is still a clothing set. What was that? Get closest object part, null, object clothing. Do we ever do anything directly with that, or is it all just passed down? Our live object clothing. Holding ID. Well, actually, I guess we're really concerned about his backpack. Yes and no. Alright, so I don't know if we can assume that clothing exists for every object, even though it might not have nothing. Well, actually, object bank. Well, you've got a top level thing, so that considers it, although this is probably used for things that might not have clothing. So if we are in like W, so these are all backpack keys. So we've got a live object. So that, well, the movement is, oh, you mean by programming? Yeah, I'm not quite that fast. So, and our live object clothing, and our live object Yeah. Oh, well, if it exists, that means we've got it, right? Yeah, because these are slots. Because this would send this as is will send an action message no matter what. If we hit that key. It would actually work a bit better if you always picked up the backpack first, because I wonder if you can sub-target in these. Alright, so actually what I need to do right now is... I have no interface for removing clothing right now. Yeah, so I will do interactions here, even if I have no backpack. What? Okay, so I guess we shouldn't be lazy here. Oh. Oh, it was passing a pointer. Okay. So we are guaranteed to have a clothing set in our live object. Quest remember clothing. Oh, no, this... Okay. So clothing is not a pointer, but that was using a pointer in that function. All right, and this was W. Oh. I guess I should do that, although it's a little bit weird that a button that does something is considered handled. All right, so we also have E. Oh, I need to fix the spacing on that. Let's see, that was W is, for whatever reason, just a little bit off. And then our other key was R. Oh, I guess I should check these with the backpack, huh? Oop. I was the wrong button. Alright, so pick this up, we can take it and put it out, we can drop it, we can remove it. Cool. Oh, and I guess I'm gonna have to update this. So we're not even using that anymore. So we can actually, so these we can repurpose. To be like over here. Whoop. Edit interface is a little janky. And then we're going to have to make a new button again, which I guess they must have got these all the same size. Element style. No, this is all colors. Oh wait, element properties. Oh. Well, no, these are coordinates. I think. Yeah. Makes you wonder. How they got all these things. Maybe they did, maybe they were doing text file editing. Oh no, I actually moved that. Oh no, I didn't want to move you. Okay, we have undo. All right, so you are going to be element properties. Oh, we're still in detect mode. That's what it is. And you are going to be and then I only know how to make a new element at the wrong size. Okay, you can bump that. You gotta get it selected first. Yeah, it doesn't look great, but it's there. All right. So that's our visual reference. Now, I'm not super happy with A to move, but that is a home row key. I almost want to say that should be like F as a primary thing. Oh, I'd also like a way to... oh, I forgot about that one. Not one we need very often, but it is not... Kill is not otherwise available because we don't do all special casing on it. Oh, that looks so janky. So A is probably my biggest thing. Now, I think this was following Z again. I might want to. I almost want to say that I'm going to make this like a run key. But I also need some way. Well, I don't know that I would default run everywhere. I am trying to make a interface mod to the game called 1 Hour 1 Life. Specifically, in the base game, there is it's entirely a click-based interface. So it's very easy to be running along, and oops, I didn't mean to grab that branch. Let me put that down. Or to, you're trying to go water a berry bush by the sheep pen, and you instead dump the water on the adobe wall, turning it back into clay and letting the sheep out. So I'm trying to do a much more intent-based interface using a bunch of different keys to distinguish things. And I think I have all of the commands basically working now. So now I need to be thinking more about how do I allocate keys in a useful way. And I've largely been inspired by another keyboard mod so far in terms of how I allocate those keys. But having... I think A was more of a run button in that one. Just having that in my click to move is a little awkward. So one of the things I have is, and it might even... No, you can't even double click, I don't have that. Crowfall. We'll need to make a note to look that up later. Is that crow with a double? With a W for, as in bird? Yes, this is not able to trigger the auto run right now. So I want some way to do that. Now I guess, So I kind of don't like, so there's a thing you can hold the mouse to auto run in base game, but I found that could get uncomfortable over time. Maybe holding cryofall. Cryofall. Okay, I'll look into that later. So he's got a thing where holding spacebar does a screen lock. And that works okay. I used to have it where some of my modal things would also lock the screen. But even then you had some room for ambiguity. And I guess I could have done a similar thing with this, where instead of action keys you had modes, but like doing the mode and then doing the click and getting things switched around seemed awkward. Hold to run might work for this, and I could still do that. Or I could just have another key for run, which is why I was thinking about maybe doing Q and then moving kill somewhere else. despite the precedent for that. Actually, I could almost say that kill should just be on K, given how rarely you need that. That would make it awkward to like move and do other things at the same time, but you should need that so rarely I'd actually almost not want to be able to bump that. Although it would be awkward for my little keyboard map here. Living life page. So if we go ahead and update this, then I might want to move these out of the way and not worry about getting that spacing exact. Oop. Add element. Ooh, right off the screen. Not detect. And then that's just over there somewhere. And a point of that was to reallocate Q. So this is interesting because autorun used to be kind of building off of existing movement. So Q might have to be. Nope. Nope. We would want to move to, and I've got autorun on my own little flag. Oh, I might want to go and rearrange these things, because I was kind of trying to do it alphabetical. Oh, actually, that's where... So actually, you might move. What do we got? Oh, no, D is fine. I might want to move some other things around, too. So that's K. So this is where Q used to be. So this is going to be moved to and set... So I'm going to have to see if that's actually sufficient. Oh, and I may have to make explicit move commands and autorun. And for that matter, all of my other actions. Okay. But none of these other move commands or anything. Well, I mean, I guess doing something does it. End the autorun state. Alright, so right now we turn that off. Oh. The default code excludes screen lock. I guess that makes sense. But that's actually handling the click. Frame since autorun start. This is in pointer up. Right, that was to handle mouse held. If distance reached destination. I thought that instance step. Right, because actions also seem to do it. I wonder why. Oh, this is for a click that comes much later. Well, keyboard we already know is in a separate event. All right, well, I'm going to take a short break. I will be back in a few minutes. So I'm probably just going to have to, like, since I don't have a single pointer handler, or maybe I could just do any other key. Anywhere in the keyboard handler would do it. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute or two. Reducing a lot of the recipes down to around... Oh, you're kidding me! That's just rude. Never built this close to the Aurora before.
So let's go ahead and bring out Thunder Horse. Yes. All right. We got a couple of tombs here, it looks like. Find the guard captains, and it's above. And oh my god, what are you? Oh, you're a spider. I can kill you. And you can die now. Blessed sizzle. Oh my goodness, it's a blessed sizzle. There we go, it's a blessed sizzle. Okay, we're gonna spider search that. There we go. Oh, carapace. Wow.
Lost my basket.
Base dug out. Let's build that other set. Meal lice. Or meal wood. As far as it goes, putting doors down everywhere, it's a little bit of overkill. I probably don't even need to do that, but I just like it. One advantage to it is...
The play. If you can't get the shot, take him off the play. There we go. Boom. End to end. And by the way, hat trick. Yeah. That's some Cristiano Ronaldo shit right there for your YouTube channel. Oh, look at that. Boom. The Big Ten in the...
Why can't you stay alive and all that stuff? And then I got the game myself and I was like, oh, I see. But it was just so unique to me. So different. People compare it to Don't Starve Together, which I've never played. That's the game I've mostly seen it compared to.
Yep. Wrong one. Welcome back. All right, so the equivalent of any event afterwards would just be any... would I also want that to apply to mouse-triggered runs? Oh, if it's key down... One thing I can do right now that's really nice is I can actually talk while running. So I would want to what? This would have to be in a safe field not open. Key was not handled. And I've got a feature. Oh, I thought these print this in here. That already says if we can, or very often if you just press a key and then we're going to auto open. I think that's kind of not necessarily super compatible with the auto open or with the keyboard commands. But if we come down here, our key is not handled. And or no, our key is handled. And it's not the key that opens the say box. Which is open say field. No, it's probably more like say field dot focus. Yeah. Say field dot focus. And there's slash. So it is if our in ASCII is 13. If it was handled, oh, this once again is now downstream of the thing that can trigger autorun. So if in ASCII is not equal to, and in ASCII not equal to Q, which could have triggered it. And in is in ASCII not equal to 13, which is open enter. You know, which almost makes me want to look at my other actual command things and just explicitly do this. Oh, and you know what? This is not JSON style either. And I think we're done with these. Although I actually should go back and do that in a different patch. Because everything else that's around this is going to then do that. Okay. Oh, and yeah, screen lock was doing whether it actually issued the auto clicks. Alright, so we can auto run, and then if we do a move, or a, well, other action, can auto run, and then if I do some little move, it'll stop. We can auto run, and if we find something we want to interact with, we can just stop there. Okay. So that's a regular move. I'm almost wondering if I'm going to want auto run by, or have run be the easier to access thing. But you often need to do little adjustments. I don't know if I'm going to necessarily run everywhere, but I'm going to have to keep an eye on which one I'm using more, as far as which should be sort of the default home key. Oh, and I wanted to see about possibly re-alphabetizing some of these things. So we go D to K, W, because just for my own organization purposes. So we've got A, V, or maybe I didn't have these organized. Or I used to have them on different keys. So V goes down towards the bottom. Actually, UVW. We've got D. Oh, which was also associated with that. DK, well, even Q is a little bit before. QS. We've got V, R, F, yeah, AC, D, F, okay. QRS. Wait, QRS. And the other way to look at this would be to sort of do thematically, which maybe that's how I had it. So that like pickup was used next to drop, which was used next to cycle, and this does, of course, make it subject to having the code move around as actions move around. So I guess the other way to do it would be like, well, it's across the keyboard. But really, these things have gotten quite large. STG refresh. So I guess for having everything over here, Z would have been the other obvious kill. I don't remember if Z had Z assigned to anything. AV, FD. Mostly followed the things on that. No, yeah, and then there was the mark, which was pretty cool, but I'm still not sure how we use that here. So all this coordinate translation stuff gets really hard to use. Or rather, it makes it very obtuse as you're scrolling through this. And it's like, this one isn't too bad. It's doing a little bit of translation and then issuing a command. Unfortunately, it's like, to get coordinates, we have to declare them. We have to do a transformation. So I could make this a few less lines. And we might need a live object to know what we're holding. In some cases, we care about the map. So one advantage of the way it used to be in one big pointer function or pointer down is that you kind of get all this context information and then you can just kind of make decisions off of it. I guess one way to do this would be to have like something sort of equivalent to the pointer hit record, where it's like a action context where we figure out all our coordinates, figure out everything about our map tile, and then we give you a reference to that record so that the ifs essentially pull up, context.destID and context.clickDest. Means that we're going to do extra work on every one of these events, but these are only happening as often as a player can press them, so it's not going to be too bad. However, setting that up would probably be a thing for the action refactoring. Let's see. This is going to be a little bit more code-centric and not really changing behavior at all. So I'm going to drop over to science technology here. Let's see. Refactoring. There we go. So we've got STG series. And actually, this probably isn't as relevant for what we're doing here either. So we want to go up to... Actually, just tell it to go to... Oh, also... while I'm thinking of it, where is STG go to open, say, field on typing? Oop. I had some formatting issues there. Was it handled? Yeah, key handled by case. So this was not JSON style. Was that the only thing? That might have been the only thing, so hopefully that diff doesn't mess me up. So STG series, STG go to interaction, I don't know if both is the right word. Yep, conflict. So we want... And essentially this stuff goes down here. Nope. It's a little bit more picky in this case. And that was the only conflict, right? Yep. And then go to interaction refactoring. So this is where we have like use at and all of this stuff. Although, oh, I need all my code from the actions. Which is going to make, I might need to do this in place and then move it out. So this is not a very complete example. We need all our map lookup. So desc_num contained is probably a pretty unique concern there. And then floor ID is the other thing we have to pick up. And then these are actually somewhat unique. Yeah, because they didn't even need those coordinates, they just used that directly. In not doing that, it just cares about the backpack. So I want one that either has the floor ID or the contained to start. Alright, so all this stuff could probably leave live object out of it. That's another one-liner to get. I think this has empty tile transition. This was probably actually STG show should tell me about where this starts. Well, it's a big patch. So there's no, this is, we actually do need STG series, STG show, interaction, refactoring. Big ol' patch. So move 2 is the start of this. Okay, so we got that. Does this need to call, it needs the map, which is a member function. So to do this in place, I'm going to have to temporarily add this to the header as well. This is actually, could I use bits of a pointer hit record? Where is a pointer hit record declared? Because it might have all the fields I need. Closest cell. No, I need object IDs. So that will not do it. Oh, and I do have to put this in the header because it's going to be a type for a function that has to be declared in the header. So, type def struct. This is sort of a tile hit record. So we're going to have something like this. Oh, right, no, okay, so indent. So, I guess cell X, cell Y. And then we needed dest ID and floor dest ID and livinglife.cpp. Yeah, what a mess. No, that's not what we want. It was like num contained, dest num contained. And then we'll see if we need anything else. All right, so now move to the easiest way to pass around a record is probably, well, I mean, check for pointer hit. Takes a pointer. Can probably do a reference. MC is a little rusty, but I mean, for parity, although it takes coordinates directly. Check for pointer hit is taking in X, in Y, pointer move. Is taking screen coordinates directly. Check for pointer hit. And he's just passing through the coordinates, which are always going to be the same for me. When would you use another screen location in that? I'm not seeing a reason right now. All right, now. I thought I had put it here. Maybe I pulled it back out. Oh no, I had copied it up here to do. Oh, living. And then we're going to have to, well, reindent this. I think that's right. Oh, yeah, the reindention may have done that. Because the default style is still a bit more standard. Okay. Okay, so the mouse X, mouse Y, I don't think we care about. Click dest and click Y are going to be in record. And then these don't have to be declared. They should probably be cleared. So they have default values. Okay, so in record, map offset is what has to be a member for all of this stuff. In record. And this is just modifying the record. So then I need num dest num dest num contained. So we got that. Map contains stacks. Okay, so we appear to have done something in our header file. So if you look at here, type def struct, blah, blah, blah. Type def struct, you are missing a semicolon. Has no member named. Oh, right. I actually went ahead and changed those. So, because click dest seemed odd at that point. Floor dest ID. Ah, yes. Jason likes the ID style. Num contained. Oop. I thought I fixed that. All right, so that should be able to compile. So now we're down where we're doing all of our stuff. So you still need cell hit record. Jason always did P. Check for cell hit. Okay, so that compiles. I think I'm going a little bit of spacing here because we got key handled, our setup, and then our action. And got a new person, and our move key still seems to work fine. So this is where, okay. C is our use on person, which just needs the click dest. And then the I guess I could get holding into that record. You need that in a lot of cases. Actually, I could probably do a global replace on these little bits. Drop. Wait. Dest num contain get num container slots for maximum container slots for that thing. Let's see this. Dust didn't get wet as we update things. That had our float. That had our float. Actually, it's probably in another reg. Oh, no, okay, so actually it is current. Well, when you go replacing things, it tends to... That only needs click dest. Oh no, I was seeing the float, and I really want cell hit record. And, oh, that stayed. Okay, cool. No. Okay, there's special dest ID. Use on self is a special button, which I think I've solved the problems with. Okay, now, within this area, we want to replace what was it? It was like click dest. Click dest x. With c dot cell x. and y with y, and okay, now from here I can't do a global because I already fixed a few things, I think. So dest ID. Especially the ones I've done only did the XY. So dest ID with c.dest ID. Floor dest ID with c.floor dest ID. And num contain is only used in one thing. Like dest num contained. That's other code. Okay, so no errors from the basic syntax checker. It's looking better. You can kind of read what's going on. That is base game code. Got our live object check. Yeah, it mostly goes down to actual conditions. I mean, well, we could do some fine-tuning on this to see if there's an actual person there or distinguish the person. These are a little bit messy because we're doing a lot of stuff. We're actually doing full messages. And we have to, so that means we have to clear the message. So there might be, it's like I'd almost need to do special commands for all that stuff. So it's at least a little bit more readable. And there's use on self. This could maybe be a command. Okay, so we move fine, we pick up okay. We drop okay. We pick up and cycling containers okay. We do that. That's a drop. So that's self and another person handy. We can examine tiles. Still auto run. Yeah, so I think everything seems to be okay. Except a bunch of this code I actually want to pull out. Which is going to be a little bit messy. I sometimes use this old junk file. Okay, so that's out of there. I'm surprised not complaining about function not found. Living life dot page as a cell hit record. Now it's going to start complaining about things, or not. The cell hit record. And check for cell hit. Okay, so now get diff. All of our use sites. Series STG go to interaction refactoring. You go in there. Living life page.h. Pointer hit record. Buffer notes. Living left page. Buffer. And this is going to go above our move to. It's kind of a setup function for commands. And everything should compile as is. Just the new code won't do anything helpful because there's no calls to it. STG go to interaction modes. Oh. Actually save that there. And we should still have a clean build. Okay. That all looks good. So that should have effectively refreshed that patch. I got all my notes about trying to figure out interaction methods. So move, I'm going to try see how auto run helps, and then maybe see if I want to flip those. Self is okay. Other, I was kind of following Zed. That's still a sort of easy key to reach. I almost maybe want to push that over to G. I guess C could be for carry. G should be for grab. Although it's also used for other interactions. Yeah, picking up babies is something you do pretty often. Moving left page. So this is very... now I was doing these alphabetically, which is kind of why I was unsure about using that method of organization. And the code moves every time we change our mind on keys. Now, assignable keys would actually be kind of nice. I think whatever's mod actually might do that. Which actually means repositioning these things to be outside the switch statement. Oh, I can't test this one. Although I have no reason to think it would not work. Yeah, it tries. And C would be a nothing. So I also need to update this. I guess this will be a reallocation until we do something else with it. Element properties. Oh, it almost, yeah, it almost kind of needs to move over a little bit more. Because T is not next to K. Did I have anything else I wanted to work on? Follow is sometimes a thing. Oh, there is... Oh, emote hotkeys of some sort would be an interesting thing. In-app help, auto-open doors. The in-app help, I think, is going to be a pretty big project. Admittedly, I have some example code, but it's still going to be lots of layout. Now, the other mods have tended to do number keys, which is always a very memorization-based thing. I was kind of wondering if I could do something more mnemonic. So we should be able to look up examples of how emotes are done. Oh, right. That makes sense. Really? This should be where it's doing slash commands. Oh. Typing a filter. Command, don't send to server. Oh, emotion. Yeah, so the numbers are nice because everything is just by number. Whereas you'd have to very specifically set all that up. Let's see. Exploring emote commands. Whereas to make keyboard mod, a specific keyboard mod would have to know exactly which was which. At which point, I might end up having my own setting file that does that key mapping. Actually, let's have a little look at the default emote file. I'm wondering if we could maybe get lucky. I'm in Zed's mod. Emotion words. This did not get updated? I'd swear I've been sending the updated commands. Oh, but I keep updating settings from my other thing, which has all my custom server stuff. So we have to go back to games. Yeah, so settings is this interesting mix of things that get updated on program updates. So probably both of these, really. And things that the user sets. Oh. So we've got our special cases that we're not supposed to be able to type. Okay, so H, M, A, S, D, J, B, H, H, S. Yeah, so you can't quite do first letter mnemonics. So I would have to have my own file. But that would be a nicely data-centric way, and having the setting file would make it customizable. So unfortunately, well, actually, if I made, if I did a little bit of parsing here, we could do something like yeah, and then these are don't care, really. I don't know if they need to be proper lines or not. So that's a problem. That's a problem. So the first set was okay. I already got B. And of course, this will probably move around as other things get added. I guess shit could be set. Okay. Haba is also B. Humph. I guess you could think of that as like a frown, maybe? Alright, get emotion index type text. Oh, this is somewhere else. Emotion.cpp. Well then. Oh, STG series. Well, it's sort of part of keyboard mode, but this this could probably be considered a separate feature. STG new. In speech, emotions, emotion, trigger word. So we only to work easily. Well, and we could treat it as a straight up translation to, as we've kind of got that as a setup to trigger words. Or we can actually just have an extra little thing in emotion. What loads this? Okay. Maybe he is get setting contents. Init emotion. Oh, okay, so he's using this kind of structure to pre-fill it out. So get setting contents. Parts equals split on new line. Num parts. Now read emotion objects. Okay, I'm going to take another short break, and then we'll see if we can get this to load the letters as well. I promise I'll sing a song for you. Wouldn't be the first time. Okay. What? You didn't tell me this was gonna have a...
Oh, please don't say
You didn't tell me that was gonna be the end?
Bean-kun.
Huh?
Saki, what are you saying? Think back to what all the people we questioned said when they saw you.
Man, you can talk, and kind of fluently, too.
That guy didn't bat an eye at your existence. He was just impressed you could talk.
Oh, how unfortunate.
High time. If I were a steak, I'd be right in front of me.
Get out of here.
Still can't get 100%.
Pythias system, home of Eos and Prodromos.
And Perdomos. This game's had lots of exciting things happening in it. Babies being born, shit being blown up, people dying.
And mercifully, this match is over. Look at that! Look at that! Oh! Even though it doesn't matter, he pulls it off after the buzzer. So let's go ahead and break out Thunder Horse. Yes. All right. We got a couple of tombs here, it looks like. Find the guard captains, and it's above. And oh my god, what are you? Oh, you're a spider. I can kill you. And you can die now. Bless his sizzle. Oh my goodness, it's a blessed sizzle. There we go, it's a blessed sizzle. Okay, we're gonna spider search that. There we go. Oh, carapace. Wow.
Alright, welcome back. Okay, so that was just our search. That's like contents. So this will actually fail to init that if contents is blank. That could be a little bit scary. Okay. So we kind of have to duplicate all this stuff. All right, emotion keys. So we get a contents. We're not declaring it now. And so that already got deleted there. I almost feel like this should be a whole nother function, but this is kind of our sequence. So we don't necessarily want to return here. This is going to be kind of an optional feature. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to, yeah. They're going to create an object there. Well, no, I'm just going to have to make a placeholder for it if that's the case. And then we... That's going to end up being more like this, where we get it. Oh yeah, it's actually a little bit more like this, because it's splitting it. So maybe we should just base off of that. List extends beyond emotion words. Put dummy trigger in place for those. Well. Okay, so this is getting down into all... Well, it is doing some cleanup stuff here. So once again, if the setting, well, this is get setting contents. So I guess what I should really do is put the new stuff, this new stuff, at the end here. So that if we do hit this return, it's not going to affect any of the regular bits. So we cleared out our old parts, deleted that. Dummy trigger. So this is the list of emotion objects, not the list of triggers. I'm going to say that if we don't find this, just skip it. Or actually, no, this is pretty much done because it's a list. I just don't want to even worry about this. Wait, where do we handle? Okay, so this is the extended beyond two parts. And then it's like doing stuff with the fields, which we haven't gotten added a field yet. So we are really only going to be concerned about the first character. So I don't really need to do a full scan on this. As long as, yeah, not equal to blank string. Emotion.h. So we've got trigger word, we've got all that stuff. He was doing his init based on object there, so let's stick this at the end. Trigger key 0 should pretty much not map to anything. Alright, so if we get here, you know what, I might as well just do it here because we're not actually handling the case. Get element, not really, if it's less than size, I'm going to assume we get it. And then this will skip it if it is... There's no line there. Part sub I, sub 0. Request remember trigger key, which is of type emotion. Alright, we're getting an element from the list. Okay, now we need to actually trigger that. So I'm thinking, what does it look like? Oh, okay, VOG mode. Okay, command key. Oh, and I did not notice the command and shift here. Okay, so VOG mode, key up, key down. Man, VOG mode added a lot to this. Oh, I was thinking key up. Okay. And this is all the up-down stuff. So we want to say else if is command key down. Okay, so that's the function. Elf is command key down. Oh. No, this is for this. Okay, so I should have command key down in my regular key handler. Alright, it's actually command key. Oh, also used for tab. Yes, that's perfectly usable there. Oh, this could apply to handled or not handled. So this is actually going to be first. Emotion. Get an emotion by index. Typed text. Oh, yeah, so we need the interface for this too. So get emotion index by key. I guess we got some interim code here. If no emote triggered. Get emotion index. I guess he would call this in key. And this is safe to just kind of say in key equals. It's not a string. Is it 2-upper? Oh, I actually want to go 2 lower here. No. Oh, no, 2 lower is not a thing. Really? Maybe that was a thing Zed was using? He must have added another include to get these. So what does that look like? That's too far back. That's actually fine here. Or maybe it's something that's just available in this file by default. Yeah, I'm looking for more of a reference. CC type? Or C type. So not directly. What is minor gem string utils? Well, we could. It's not a string, but we could check there. Well, this includes C-type. String duplicate, string to lowercase, string to uppercase, which you'd think would be using things like that. String utils. Too lower. Oh, it's not. I guess I'm used to. All right, because this is a C standard library, not JSON style. All right. Okay. So we're still okay. So emotion iterate. String compare if oh, he was doing something else here. Okay. All right, so I have to delete that. Had to delete that. Okay, so we're checking this, we're checking this. We need our live object because we're checking for other things. If it's not equal to 0, we immediately send a message. Probably going to be closer to the end. It's special key down. Okay, so can't. Oh, actually, no, this. If the modifier is down, we actually need to kind of intercept things, as keys may have other uses. If show bug message. So this is like if, was it command? Is command key down? Is command key down? Then get emotion index for key. And if, we can actually use command key with tab, so I only want to bail on this if we successfully sense something. All right, so, okay, so that is completely not working. So we have to start asking questions, like, did we get here? And what was the key we saw? And then what emotion index did we get? Nothing was crashing, so we can really kind of wait till, oh, this should be a C and a D. Emo index. Oh, I can probably check my server too. Maybe just ignoring it. And it is actually snowing here. Yeah, did not get any messages. Oh, you know what? I probably didn't change my file name. Init emotion, emotion words, emotion objects. No, emotion keys, is that what I actually called it? Details, details. No, it was not you. Emotion keys. I guess there's also the question of, did we parse this and actually put it in there? Because this could come up blank, this could not find an element, this could have just been wrong. So we've got to do that. We've got to go through we've got to consider part eye, parts eye, and then we've also got to do this stuff, which will hopefully be okay. Oh, if a motion index. This is in Living Life. All right, forgot on a print. Oh, wait. Command key is Alt. Okay. Okay, so happy, sad, devious. Yeah. It probably helps if I could see the character's eyebrows. Humph, I think I did his frown. Love. Sad, shock. No, it was ill. Yoo-hoo. Oh, really? Probably forgetting them, but that's the idea. Yeah. Blush. Joy. Mad. Yeah, that's the ones they use for talking all the time. Oh, how about is the eyebrows? Okay. And Aurella's very similar. It would help if I had a character with you could see the eyebrows. So I can just use Alt. I can also check to see. Okay, so we didn't actually need this. We didn't actually need this. Living life. Whoop. Is command key down? Is shift key down? Is command key down? So Jason considers Alt to be the command key. Even in the editor, he never uses control. We can check minor gems, but it doesn't seem very hopeful here, does it? Didn't the obs do some... so this will tell us where this thing is defined. Here's some of that stuff. Command key down. Chart is command key down. So this is game at... Oh. Kmod shift. So it looks like that's supposed to be Control or Alt. But for whatever reason, my Control key isn't working. I mean, I guess meta kind of makes sense because that's a Linux thing. Nope. Oh, hey, maybe I'm not. Wait. Yeah. Oh, wait, maybe Windows took over in SDL? Oop, nope, that's doing actual Windows stuff. I have no idea what that did. Yeah, so I can run a quick check. Let's see. Okay. Well, I guess it was actually One Life Plus, wasn't it? Now, I really want the README. Shift F7. Now, I don't really use Shift for anything, but so I guess that could have been a thing to do, but I tend to bump that at certain times, like when you're typing. Yeah, so I'm not seeing. That seems to be it. Let's do a quick. Right, I just closed my window. I'm just curious, even though I don't necessarily want to drop down to SDL level here. SDL. Control key combinations in SDL2. Key mode control. Oh, SDL, yeah. So if you really need to, you can get into key codes, I guess. But it's not recognized as a modifier. Mod state. L control or right control? I guess it's just busted right now. In whatever version he's using. Okay. So that works after a fashion. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go up to our file. Motion keys. And put this where we can grab it later during builds and stuff. And have that added to our patch. Now, documentation for the patches is currently in the patch repo. Oh, and actually this seems to be a fairly serviceable thing. So once we get it, we should be able to push it down. Git status, git add. Was I ignoring all of settings? I may have done that. Didn't complain about it much. Oh, no, just not reading that correctly. So I picked up some white space from copying Jason's stuff. Oh, I forgot to commit that. That was also a copy. I think what we can do is that if there is stuff committed, it will only take that. So this STG series, I actually did move up to emotion keys. So I have to do an interactive add? Is that a thing? Interactive add. Skip that bit and then see if we can bump it back up to interaction modes. So get status, git add, game source. Well, really. Gidget. Okay. Yeah, I was a little bit lazy there. We got the other stuff. And then git add a -I, game source, living life. How do I view it? Show paths. Revert stage set of changes. Okay, so that is patch. Is this which file? Just the up of the status subcommand. Changes between head and index. Update. Now, lets you choose the path out of a status-like selection. Presents the diff. Select a single item, select a range of items, select multiple items, choose all items. Okay, I guess we had to choose the file first. Okay, so this is the bit we want. This is the bit we do not. status, I think. Do we have to update to finish this? No, it's not an update. Does not document quit. Oh, I'm in review diff mode. Git status. Okay, we have modifications there, and we have stuff committed. And then this is just this stuff. So I think if we stg refresh here, index is dirty. Even if index is dirty, only update the current patch files. Refresh from index instead of work tree. So I think index is the stuff we've set up. Okay, excellent. Now, in order to move patches, I think I'm going to have to save that. STG. Well, we do want to sync this down to because we think this is going to be publishable, and it is sync patches below target. STG sync -T interaction refactoring emotion keys. STG series, that puts us, okay, I just moved it down and left us here on interaction modes. So now we can get stash pop. That is just this key move. STG refresh. All right. So I think that emotions are probably, well, I should probably test them out a little bit. Are probably shippable. Drag drop is probably shippable. Keys, I might want to revisit customizing the keys. Which will effectively mean taking it out of the switch statement. In order that you can use variables with it. I think whatever may have actually done some of that. Actually, kinda. Get remote. Of course, I'm actually going to have to so for the GUI to give me that as a single branch option. And I might even still have to check out a branch for it. Gotta compress every single time. Yeah, head. Alright, disable map. Looks like it's adding a shift key to it. Knit on birth. Is there a thing about keyboard? Well, this would actually be. Does he have his own README? So that would be more modified version. Well, there goes C as a convention again. Huh. Yeah, he's actually built up the keyboard a lot more than it was last I looked. Okay, he got Control Space to work. No, actually, I think he said he may have been on Linux. I'm curious about that change. There's enough changes to make it kind of hard to see. Of course, this file is so giant. Well, actually, I've got this checked out now. Living life page. Oh no, it might actually be in his mod. Unfortunately, this shows up in other places. Yeah. Yeah, here's the key mapping stuff. But he's using a completely different function. Oh, because actually, no, this is actually something different. It's control space. What was it? What did that say? Right-clicking the tile. Okay, so it probably isn't the handler for that. Okay, yeah. Oh, so it's remappable, but the help always says the original thing. Oh, it only says it if it's true. If command key, where command key is command key down. Okay, so actually, at least on Windows, that's only going to be Alt. But we see that how he's handling this is just a separate thing, which living life. Not on this system. Maybe it's the other control key only? But it definitely does not do left control. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Alt is fine. The control keys do not work on Windows. Now, I wonder... Oh, nope. Okay, so I'd have to actually... oh, no, actually, it's Alt. No. That's very weird. I wonder if that is... Do you play in full screen? Because maybe it's handling things differently there? Because Windows can clearly see the control key. It's not like it's like a keyboard issue. I wonder if could it be no board? I've had that up most of the time. It's to be a shame because I kind of like to use that when I'm running this so people can see what I'm doing. No, it's not no board. And you mean windowed mode like this, where it's fully floating and not full screen windowed? Full screen windowed mode. Okay, well that is how I normally play it. Settings, full screen. Is it like maybe different number settings in that? Let's auto log in. Actually, oh no, borderless is that option. Oh, I guess it has to be borderless and full screen. Yeah, so maybe that's an SDL thing? No, still nothing. Let's try borderless. Yeah, so that's going to cause a video reset on the capture. Make sure everything's fully... Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Don't know. Don't know. That's very peculiar. I'm going to probably have to document it as alt because that's what actually works. All right. We were investigating. No, it gets used a lot. Okay. So if that returns true, he just vetoes the entire thing. So that would be how we would do custom things, just do a bunch of checks and then skip everything else if that triggered. So does he... So he initializes all these. They have potentially variable values. But how about nothing about, it's like he's got everything there to customize it, but nothing indicating that he's actually updating settings or has a settings file to change them. So emote hotkeys is done. In-app help. So we have custom settable keyboard keys is a thing we might like to have. Oh, you know what? Intel need it for something else. STG series. Yeah, okay, so they're good. I thought that G might be good for backpack, or for person, but there's no reason I can't have multiple keys. Well, in the giant switch statement I can have multiple keys. If I do proper key bindings, I probably maybe want to not handle shift in that case. Then that wouldn't necessarily be as easy to do. I guess you could do it like multiple keys, one line per command, multiple keys, key mapping file or something. Of course, then you'd have to be parsing string keys to make it more approachable. And this compiles nicely, right? Yeah, so dealing with the settings file, I was like, I might be able to get these on variables with not taking too much time today, but actually getting a settings file behind it could be a morning's project. All right, so I am considering STG export custom get ignore to emotion keys. I need to test, but I think that they're very near releasable. I think drag drop use is pretty there, but that depends on the interaction refactoring. Patches, master. So read me. All right, so name assist was our no, fixed mushroom death was our last published thing. Emotion keys. Oh, I may have to go add this to my list of setting files to publish too. Maybe I should actually have a thing that's like the file that is custom setting files in this repo. I'll have to see how that works. Allows triggering emotes with modifier key combinations. Alt plus key works for me. Control plus key is reported to work for others. Let's see. Emote keys are defined in settings, emotion keys dot any with these defaults. Actually, I might still have this open. Yeah. And people don't actually care about the fact that there's spaces there. The emotion commands are the emotion commands in the setting file are for convenience only. It uses line number like the base game. Okay, so we got emotion keys. Interaction. Refactoring. Rewrite of some portions of pointer down and command issuing. Depended on my other patches. Drag drop. Oh, you know what? Drag drop use. This would probably be disabled by just emptying or deleting its file. I don't remember if drag drop. I might need to do drag drop use. Okay, fine. Pop. Were we on Jason Roarmaster then? Oh, no, we're in Patches Master. That's why I can't do anything with it. Oh, I never put a settings file on this. It mostly shouldn't get in the way. Maybe we'll have to come back to that. Allows... once the item, cursor will show the item, and it can be released on another tile to use the item there. Handy for water to crops, soil to crops, moving things, etc. Alright, changelog. So, I mean, this would be V18 if all goes well. Modifier plus key emotes. And drag, drop, use. Those are largely better described in the README. Might need something more like that. Could probably do a shortened form of that. So the emotes in particular, they look good, but I need to play with them and keep my own reference handy so I can. Actually, I've got this, and I've got a little file that I had, quick reference for emotions, which actually didn't get updated to the new emotions anyway. So I want that to have the key reference in case I have any doubt about those. All right, so we've got that. Would just need to be versioned. All right, so git add, drag drop use, emotion keys, interaction refactoring. And then I think that is publishable. I don't necessarily, well, I also need to check my build pipeline on grabbing the setting file. Those are in somewhat publishable state. And then I think this is where, let's see, and my notes are set up. BWD. For notes, yeah, settable keyboard keys, in-app help are some of the things I'm thinking about next, plus whatever this is. And then there's Jason's request to get an old server up and running. I could probably build that pretty easy with some modified Docker stuff, at least for Windows. I've never tried to build the other versions. But I have not actually taken the step to figuring out a good way to host the Docker containers where people could go hook up to it. So that's something else I'm going to have to look into. If I could, then at least the build would be easy. You just have to have some place to host the stuff. And of course, I'm sure that my patches all depend on various changes to the game since then, so I probably wouldn't easily be able to do a custom mod for something that old. And I'm pretty sure there's been a couple of conflict points during the updates. So I don't know if any of those would be reasonable to move down. But vanilla client is probably fine for that kind of thing. Anywho, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Thanks to our new friend, Black, and I still don't know how to, well, maybe it is just Black67. Maybe it's not a late thing. I couldn't quite grok it. But yeah, thanks for bringing some friends, and everybody else for watching and hosting. Is this, no, it's not actual, there we go. Make a note to look at that later. And that is my approximate schedule based on historical patterns. So it kind of depends on when I wrap things up on Saturdays. Right now, I'm feeling at kind of a breaking point. I don't want to get into anything major. Tuesdays and Thursdays are getting phased out as I try to dedicate that to other pursuits. But I will plan to be back this afternoon to actually try out these updates as well as general. And I've not been watching. So there are... Okay, Jason is actually still making at least content changes. So it's going to be interesting to possibly have to do a live update this afternoon. Ooh, actually, yeah, over lunch I should also... Well, the setting updates will only matter if I publish this, which I've not fully published it yet, so... I think it'll probably just be a base game update for now, and then maybe I'll come back if it's successful and add stuff. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm going to be back to play the game this afternoon. Meanwhile, thanks for hanging out. I should actually look for a recommendation. Rambling on instead of doing stuff. Okay, so I don't see anybody I know playing One Life. We've got... Fifth function looks like he's working on some game stuff. It's a little more on the modeling side right now. And if you're looking for someplace cool to hang out, fifth function is someplace cool to hang out. I'm looking at reference material right now. Anyway, like I said, yep, and then back to stuff. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's someplace cool to hang out. Of course, someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll be back for One Life this afternoon. Until then, bye.